Our neighborhood had been under constant scrutiny from the HOA patrol ever since Grandpa moved back into the old family home he'd built decades ago and refused to let them dictate every inch of his property. The latest incident started on a sweltering Saturday afternoon when I noticed the familiar white trucks slowly creeping along the edge of our fence like vultures circling prey. I froze for a moment as memories of past trespasses flooded my mind. Last month, they had dragged our old doghouse across the yard, claiming it violated some arbitrary aesthetic rule, and now here they were again, scaling our fence with the same smug grins and clipboards in hand. Grandpa had been tinkering in his workshop all morning and emerged just as the patrol began their climb with a calmness that only decades of stubbornness could provide. He ambled to the porch and whispered to me that it was time to teach them a lesson. Without raising his voice, we watched together as he pulled out a thick set of wires and connected them discreetly to the old iron gate that separated our yard from the street. I couldn't help but feel a mix of awe and anxiety as he adjusted the final connections and gave me a sly wink. Then he leaned back in his rocking chair and sipped his lemonade, as if he were merely enjoying a quiet afternoon, while a storm brewed around him. My heart raced as I realized what he had done, and I asked myself, could they really be so foolish as to touch the gate again, unaware of what awaited them? Sure enough, a few minutes later, one of the patrol members stretched out a hand to check the latch and was immediately jolted back with a loud yelp that echoed through the neighborhood. The others froze in shock and disbelief. Grandpa's chuckle rumbled across the porch as he leaned forward to wave at them with an innocent grin. It was almost theatrical how quickly they scrambled back over the fence and sped away in their trucks, and for the first time in years our yard felt completely ours again. We celebrated quietly with ice cream and lemonade, knowing that Grandpa's cunning had saved us from another intrusion, but more than that, it reminded me of the power of cleverness and patience against relentless authority, and how sometimes the best defense is simply to think a few steps ahead. While sitting there on the porch, I realized we weren't just protecting a piece of land, we were preserving a legacy of resilience and pride that no HOA rule could ever erase.